Blog Talk Radio.
Good evening, everyone. This is me, Jonathan Alexander, and I'm here to host our show, Life, Laughter, Happiness. And for those of you that want to look us up and join our community, go to www.lifelaughterhappiness.com. Today, I have my co-host, Barbara. Are you there, Barbara?
Yes, I'm here. Hi, everybody.
Yes.
Hey.
And I have my co-host, Kelly. Are you there, Kelly?
Yeah. Hi.
Hi,
Hello.
birthday girl.
Hey.
And I have my other co-host, Karen. I have our psychic here,
That
psychic
girl.
counselor.
What's her face?
You there, Karen? You there, Karen?
Whatever she is. Happy birthday, my
say?
sweet sister.
Hey, thank
You there,
you.
Karen?
I'm sorry,
You there,
Jonathan.
Karen?
What'd you say?
I was
I'm
just saying,
here.
No,
You're there, right?
No, she's not all there.
Okay. Today we are celebrating Kelly's birthday. And I want to say a few things. You know, I was researching what I was going to say today, so I wasn't going to say it. It's sort of funny. Today I was interviewed on a talk show, and on another show was Joyce Keller. And what was so funny was that I said, well, you know, what was it like having, you know, she says, well, I saw your website, and I noticed you call yourself the waiter. Why do you call yourself the waiter? And I said, well, to be honest, you know, this is especially true with Kelly, but this became true with everyone. Every time I would bring Kelly on, and I would show her this, would introduce her to the guests, I feel like I was serving her food. You know, like, oh, we have today, we have an astrologer, we have a medium. Oh, yes, and every time I called up, every time I would say who. And then when Barbara came on, you know, I would call out the area code, and then I would, you know, it would be like I'm serving everybody food. But the thing is, Kelly really, really loved it, and that was what was really kind of special, is that Kelly has a unique, profound love of doing the show. So, you know, it feels good to have to be able to celebrate it with her on the place that she really loves to be. And so, how do you feel right now, Kelly?
I feel super excited. It's been quite an interesting day, and we had quite a fun talk before we went on the air. We laughed a lot, and I really like that. So, you know, if my voice runs out, it's because we've been laughing so hard. So I appreciate that.
Well, we appreciate you.
No,
Yep.
thank you. Aw,
You know, you always
It's
have a good
true.
laugh. It's so nice when you just have a person who totally gets your humor, and all of you guys were all in the same boat with our humor.
Isn't that the truth?
Yeah.
We're the people that would go into we'd be walking together and burst out laughing because one of us said something. And then, of course, you get to the end of the block and someone throws a net on us. These people are too happy.
As I was before.
Yep.
And you want to say to him, did you hear the one about, you know, and just, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is contagious, though, isn't it?
It is.
Oh, yeah. It feels good.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does. So we had 7 drops of rain here today. Did you notice that? And everybody was hysterical. I mean, it's like...
Yeah.
No. Did they lose their minds on the road? Like, how do we drive in this?
Not me, and I'm sure not Barbara, but a lot of people do, and it's pretty funny to watch. It's like, it's only rain. We're not in the Wizard of Oz. You're not going to melt. Or maybe you are, but, you know.
Yeah, some people might have to worry about that.
Yeah, maybe you are the evil witch of the West, or, you know, whatever. You know?
They do go crazy.
Isn't it the truth, though, Barbara? It is so funny. I mean, and people act like, how dare it rain in my neighborhood? And I want to go, really?
Ridiculous.
I know, it's hilarious. It is
I'm so happy when
hilarious.
it rains. I'm so happy. It does.
Oh, me
remind me of
too.
home
I
in
love the
Seattle.
rain. I just love the rain.
So clean, smells great. And this is when I always do go out. And you know what? I'm getting ready right now. There's an event tonight. I have to drive all the way up to LA. And I'm not looking forward to driving with those. It's like an hour with those crazy people and their traffic. Oh, these people do it every day. I think I could do it once in a blue moon.
I'm not kidding. I think to myself, I am so grateful not to have to drive on the freeway every day, because you know, when you see all the people in the fast lane or in the carpool lane and they're texting while they're driving.
Horrible.
Well, no, it's clueless. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, hello, I don't know how to break it to you. You know how heavy that machine is you're driving?
Right.
Yeah, but that can cause a little, you know.
Yeah, just a little, but not because it's them. You know, the special snowflakes. Like, seriously, folks?
Yeah.
I just find it utterly hilarious. It's like, they didn't read that part of their driver's license manual, you know.
Nope.
I know.
No,
Darn.
They couldn't find it under all those chins they make you have in your driver's license.
That's a good one, Kelly. That's a good one.
Like, no, that's not enough. Chin lower. Yeah, thanks.
Oh, boy.
There's a few items in my head. Yeah.
It is so funny. You kind of go, they didn't get the same memos we got. What happened? You know?
Yeah, it's not we all have the same rules on driving. Guess not.
Well, and when it's raining, or in your case snowing, it has to be, it's like they forgot everything they ever knew about driving.
Yeah. It's like, you know, you're
The circus theme. Yes.
I sang that today when I got my jersey. I really did. I literally sang that song today, Kelly. That is so weird.
Oh.
That is
I
so.
opened a gift. Yeah.
One of those days.
Kelly and I
isn't
did
it?
this.
How sweet is that?
Yeah. It's so weird. I really do feel like I have telepathy with Kelly, and she says the same with me. It is so funny, and the way she laughs is exactly like my best girlfriend since we were 10 years old, and she reminds me of this girl who I love, whom is the only other person that I feel like I have telepathy with, and she's just like her, and that's why I think everything happens for a reason. If she didn't have that happen to her, which is getting the co-host spot, I never would be there, because Kelly's like, I think we found our third co-host, and if she wasn't there, it all never would have happened. Yeah.
That is so sweet.
Yeah, it's like the three of us, you know, three of us ladies are so connected, and it's like
that is
Jonathan
true.
Is like our brother. He's brought us all together.
Absolutely.
This is so cool.
Absolutely. Yeah. And we're his fan club. We're the heads of his fan club.
Oh
yeah. Yeah. This is like.
Where is he, by the way, Johnny?
I'm right here.
So quiet.
I'm right here.
We're just checking.
I did some call screening. Apparently, there's some people that didn't. I had to tell some people, like, when they called in, they were just asking what the show was for, and they're just listening in. I tell you, what's so funny is that I mean it's so funny. I mean it never ceases to amaze me how much fun Kelly has doing the show. I mean she really is pure love, and it's so funny. I mean it's like it's so. Well, I mean,
busted Kelly. He found out.
He's blushing.
I can't cover it up anymore. Dang it.
Nope. I'm sorry.
Well,
He
but
just.
she does this. Yeah, but it's like this is it's so funny and it's so cute. I always think about it at the beginning. It's so cute the way she would, and it's kind of sad. I mean, I don't like friends who kiss up to you, you know, when they want something. But she would like before. I mean, she knew that
then we
she
don't
was
have to
going
do
go
that
anywhere.
anymore, Jonathan.
Well, she was. I mean, I feel really bad because in the beginning, you know, what she would do is she would.
I'm in rare
I just
form.
feel kind of. Well, I feel bad because in the beginning she would kind of like she'd be like, yes, I know some people. My cousin's dated one of the monkeys. And I'm thinking to myself, this poor thing. You don't have to do all that, okay? I mean, it's okay. I mean, you know, I don't know why she would think that I'm gonna. I mean, why would you feel that I would get rid of you? Is what I don't understand.
Well, why? I mean, I didn't think I had that much to offer. But, you know.
See, surprise.
Yeah.
The talent scout Jonathan.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Well,
right.
before you, the show was like every week, every month, in some cases every year. I mean, now it was you. It was like doing it every day. So it was. Why would you feel? I mean, what point did you realize? Oh my God, I'm not going anywhere. When did you realize that?
Didn't you say that was on Tuesday, Kelly?
Yeah. It was at 11:57 a.m. and it was 47 degrees. It was a slight, you know, west southwest wind at 27 miles per hour.
Well, you better remember that because you're going to have to repeat that every show.
Oh my God!
At least every
That's
episode.
priceless. Now, what was the question, Jonathan?
Well, I don't know. It's I guess that it's very you do feel you were feeling. You were worried about me making you feel left out in the beginning. Am I right?
Well, in the beginning, I didn't, you know, I thought, gosh, I hope he wants to keep me around.
That was
That
was a different century, though, wasn't it?
It sure
Well,
was.
you know,
I mean, you know.
But I mean, after I called you my co-host, you figured out that pretty quick that wasn't going to happen.
Yeah, once I realized that you weren't just doing it for that show, or it didn't just flip out.
Or because she's a babe, you know.
It was so funny because it was so funny. The
was
phone
one
call
of the
after
reasons,
that first
but
time I
you
called
know.
you the co-host was hilarious. Did you mean to call me your co-host?
It was a slip of the tongue. But it sounded so good. It's like, why not make it permanent?
Well, the truth is that she did earn it. I mean, you know, she worked her butt off for the show. I mean, you know, and I tell you, it made me feel really bad, like when she would say things like, "Okay, I want to go over the schedule to make sure that I can participate." Like, Kelly, you can participate. Do you remember when you did that, Kelly?
Yeah.
What were you doing? What were you doing? What was you saying when you did that? You were saying, "Please don't get rid of me," right?
Well, you know, in a way, but I mean, I didn't want to step on your toes, and I didn't want you to feel obligated to have me around, and I wanted it to be that I could bring something to the table, and I wanted you to.
You definitely can.
You know.
She
You
does.
definitely can. Actually,
you absolutely
I
do,
tell you,
Kelly.
one thing I really did love.
All of
one
you
thing
guys
I really
do.
Did love,
Yeah.
One thing I really do love is when you started wearing the T-shirt around, because it meant that you were confident enough. Like when we did that thing on the animal, what do you call it? The animal thing that we did. I forgot what the name of it was. It was on Blue Jeans, and you seemed so proud wearing
Is it a
your shirt.
sanctuary or a show?
Well, what it was we were doing some animal. I think it was animal thing on Blue Jeans. You know what I'm talking about, Kelly?
Oh yeah. When I went
And the Kalamazoo.
It wasn't on Blog Talk. It was on Blue
Exotic
Jeans.
Animal.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, the reptile show. That was fun.
I remember that.
And she was wearing her shirt with pride. I mean, you could tell she was like, "Hi, okay, everybody see it, okay."
Oh, that was so fun. Yeah, I love that.
Is this your second birthday with the show, Kelly, or your first?
Wait, what?
Is this your second birthday with the show, or is it your first?
It's my
This is her
first,
second.
Yeah, but it's my first birthday show. But it's
That
my
is
second
so.
birthday.
But she celebrated her birthday last year, just not when she had her birthday last year when she was doing the show, but she wasn't on the show. I mean, this is the first time you celebrated her birthday on the air.
That's what I
Yeah.
was asking. That's what I was
Yeah.
asking.
It's just that I think that one of the things I did was I gave her shirt for her birthday last year, and I made sure I upped the postage to make sure that it arrived.
Yeah, they're
And then
funny about that.
I know,
you
it's
noticed
so
that?
funny. I mean, just-
Have you noticed that the post office and delivery services don't care if it's our birthday?
No, they
Funny,
don't.
she posted this picture for wearing your shirt with BB with pride. I mean, it was like, thank you,
Well,
Donald.
yeah. Well, it's a wonderful show, and you guys are wonderful, my dynamic trio. And
Aw.
it's true. You know, I always call you guys that. Because and we have the loveliest callers on the planet. I mean, the sweetest listeners and the loveliest callers, and it's like, and I'm so, God bless you, Jonathan, for bringing us all together, because if it weren't for you, Barbara's right, we would never have met.
Yeah.
And
right.
I think that is such a tremendous gift, because they're friendships that we will have for a lifetime, all of us.
That's so true.
And
Well, and I was telling
we're the
Barbara
lucky
today,
ones.
and I was like, it's amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like Barbara. I was telling Barbara today, and I was thinking about this like a few moments ago. Barbara is like the kind of person that you always, whenever you give her something, she uses it, and then you see how she makes it completely resourceful out of it. I've never
I
met
love
anybody.
that.
It's like it doesn't matter what you buy Barbara uses it. You buy her lollipops, oh, okay, we'll just dress up as a cheetah and hand them out. I mean, it's like
How sweet is
she
that?
in turn, I buy a video software, she makes videos. So it's like, that's one of the great things about you, Barb, is that you're very, very smart. I was actually talking to someone today, and I don't know, I forgot who it was, but I told him, I said, it wouldn't surprise me if Barbara had a 160 IQ.
How do I get that test done?
It's online.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, but
Well, it
still,
wouldn't
Sarah,
surprise me because of the way that you say. I mean, it's just the way that you're very resourceful. Somebody offers you something, and then you take, huh?
Well, you know what? I appreciate. And when you said that, I thought, I guess I do. And then I got this from AAA a couple days ago, this water, hot and cold, like canister silver water thing, just from being a good customer. And I was going on and on. Oh, wow, look at this, Priscilla. Oh, my goodness, look at this. And she's looking at it, and she's like, You're just so sweet, Mom. You just appreciate every little thing. I'm like, oh, thanks. That's what Johnny says. So I guess I do. Yeah, I guess I do. And I never really thought about it that much, but you say it, and Priscilla, so I'm glad that it shows through, because I do. And when somebody sends you something, that takes effort. That takes time. That takes thinking. That, you mail something, then I really appreciate that.
Yeah.
I don't think a lot of people do appreciate things others do for them enough.
Yeah,
I
that's
love
good.
it.
You guys do. And by the way, Karen, your birthday presents are turning into Christmas presents now. And now I told Johnny, okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to wrap that. Okay.
Did I have a birthday?
Wrapped,
Another one?
yes, they're wrapped in birthday paper, and now over the top of those, it's wrapped in Christmas paper, so you get 2 in 1.
Oh,
Oh,
see,
and by
that's
the
what
way, I
I'm
was gonna
talking
say- I was
about.
gonna
Thank
say
you,
something-
sweetheart.
I was going to say something else about Barbara. I mean, this is how resourceful Barbara is and how appreciative she is. If you were to throw up on Barbara would just say, well, thank you for giving me an excuse to go to the mall.
Oh, we're not going to try that experiment, Jonathan.
I know. You get the point.
That's true. Well, no, I don't. I won't wash it. I don't go buy something new just because it's dirty.
And that's why God made laundry detergent and washing machines.
Yep.
Isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
For those untimely
guys.
experiences that would chase us to the mall.
Priscilla used to have like the worst throw up problem when she was a baby. She would just, and I knew it was coming. 'Cause
tummy.
Yes, I could see it coming. Though
Aw.
it was like you could see it in her face, like like the dry heave thing coming through the body.
Oh.
So I knew on the third one she was just gonna like blast off. So I would just pick her up out of her chair, wherever she was, and just point her at the ground. And my
And
mother
she went,
thought it was the
okay,
funniest thing.
I
And she
got
would
it.
do it and feel so much better. But I don't know why the husband at the time didn't understand that. I explained that to him many times, and he would just like stare at her, and I'm like, it's coming, and it'd be right all over him every time. And one time on the airplane, on the airplane.
That's
And he
hilarious.
didn't even bring extra clothes,
That's
and we were
great.
flying all the way to France, and he had white pants on with throw up all over him the whole way.
White pants on. Okie dokie. He must have been a patient man.
Oh my gosh, he was so mad, and he was a cigarette smoker, so he couldn't wait to get to his cigarettes when we landed. But he was mad. But I warned him.
Well, and that was his experience. He had to learn. clearly the hard way.
Very hard. Mm-hmm.
That's hilarious.
Traveling with
It's
the baby,
it's
you
an
have to bring
interesting
extra.
choice.
Where's those? What are those everywhere? They had like butt bone marks where he would sit down. I mean, you have so many clothes, but you have to wear those pants all the time.
They were the most comfortable. So he decided. What?
You're like, you know why? You know why he wore those pants? Because they were the most comfortable.
Absolutely.
That's so funny.
It's like, what other reason would he do that? I mean,
Uh,
85 other choices, dude, and you keep pulling out the same ones. What would the reason
Did
be?
you say that you did, Karen, did you say that you were going to do Kelly's chart?
Yeah, but we're going to do it not today. We're going to do it tomorrow.
Okay.
Oh, good.
All right.
Today
Cool.
was laugh and happy birthday.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine.
You know what? I put it all over social media, your birthday announcement on every single thing that I ask
That's
people to
so
follow. which is
sweet. That is
Twitter,
so
and
sweet.
Facebook. And I said, why don't you call in to wish Kelly a happy birthday? And so do we have any callers?
Well, there is a caller in the 203, but I think I talked to that person, and I think that they're wondering, they thought maybe there was questions, or they thought it was a psychic day, but I explained to them what
Tomorrow.
they were listening. Yeah.
Today is Kelly Day.
I wondered if we'd get any of those.
I know.
Kelly Day.
It's Kelly Day.
I love birthday specials that we do. They're
you.
fun and they're happy
Well,
and sweet. And you know what? You had a little bit of a trying day on your birthday, and you got on the phone with us, and you just started laughing your head off, and that makes me happy.
You know, I've always thought that a birthday is an opportunity for all of us to start a whole new year, and things that we get things out of the way that are bothersome on that day, which we could honestly say Kelly certainly did today. You know, it was like the universe lined those puppies right up. You know. And it's deciding if you can because your birthday has a really powerful energy to it. And if people will sit down on their birthday and write their intentions, what are you going to accomplish in this next year between today and your next birthday?
Ooh.
Yeah, and you reread it, and I'm telling you, it's the most powerful day.
Wow.
It's a very powerful day in astrology, everybody's birthday, and it is one of the few times in a year that you can say it really is your day. And you should use the energy to plant the seeds for next year. And you'll be amazed at how things manifest and those doors open up. It's really amazing.
Wow,
You know,
I
today,
never thought of that.
Today when I was interviewed by Joyce Keller, I told her that we were going to have her on, and what I was going to do is I was going to arrange for Lori to call in, because my birthday is the 20th of May, Lori's birthday is the 20th of May, and so is Joyce Keller. And I told her
that's
today
hilarious.
about how, right, and I told her about how, you know, when I mean, it's like, I said this on the air today. I said, well, you know, I was interviewing Karen Page, and Karen Page said, you know, as soon as I told her birthday, she goes, "Oh, you little Gemini, you."
Gemini, you. Yep.
And
That's
I'm
right.
actually surprised you don't write. And it actually, Joyce Keller says the same thing. I'm actually thinking the same thing. I mean, you know, because Joyce Keller is like a psychic. She goes, "I see a book around you." That's what she told me. She seems to be writing a book. And I'm like, I don't know what I would write. I mean, I don't know what you think about all this. Do you see something like that?
Got a lot to write about.
You took the words out of my mouth, Barbara. I was going to say, now you have so much to write about, Jonathan.
Well,
did you see me editing it?
Yes. Before he posted.
Yeah.
What did she say?
She said, "Do you see me editing it?" And I said, "Yes," before he posted.
Oh, yes, that's true. That's probably what would happen. But no, I mean, in all seriousness, like, one of the things I've thought about is I've thought about writing a book on psychics, because I've talked to so many of them, and I think that I have a different take on psychics than the way that a lot of the books have seemed to take it. You know, I mean, I love the book, the Top 100 Psychics and Astrologers in America, but I would probably write a different kind of book if it were up to me. I wouldn't rank them. What I would probably do, and this is one of the ideas that I had, is that I would interview a bunch of psychics, but I would give them nicknames. Now, just so you know, I'm not making fun of anybody when I do this, okay? But it's just show people that, like, a different personality might do better for you. Like, for instance, and don't take any of this the wrong way, Karen. I'm not making fun of you, but if I was to interview you and I were to put you in the book, I would say this is like Mary Poppins. Okay.
That's hilarious.
But the point is that now some people may not like to talk to Mary Poppins. They may want to talk to the counselor, or what I'm saying is that it's I think you have to pick. I think that it's important to pick out what style the psychic is.
So do you think on my business cards I should put Karen Page, Mary Poppins Psychic?
Well, I put in the title of the show one time. I did put in the title of the show one time. I did put in Karen Page, the Mary Poppins of Psychics. See, psychics are different. I mean, it's okay to have a certain personality. Like,
right.
I mean, some people may just, be like you're talking to a doctor. That's fine. Some people are like you talk to. You feel like, you're talking to some girl in a bar, and that's what it feels like, know. And then
unless it's the bartender, I mean, because they always have advice. I've heard.
I mean, I've talked to some psychics who were models, and I feel like every time they would give me a reading, I keep imagining them laying on a lounge chair in a bathing suit reading for me,
That was my alternate career. Yes.
right. But I don't
can't
think
say it with a straight face.
With everybody having a different personality, because it doesn't take anything away from it. I mean, but I think
Jonathan, thank God everybody has a different personality.
Well, you also have to understand something else. Yeah.
How sad would that be if we were all the same?
A lot of people, I think, they pay attention to the fact that how right somebody is, but they don't pay attention to the fact of, are you going to be listened to? And I think that, if Mary Poppins helps you get listened to, that's great. You see what I'm saying?
No, I totally get what you're saying, but my theory is I can tell somebody, but I can't make them do it. It's their life and it's their journey, and I completely respect that.
Well, another good example of a nickname that I would give is Jill Dane. When I first talked to her, I told her that basically talking to her is like talking to Susan Vito from My Cousin Vinny. That's
funny.
That's how Jill Dane. This is how Jill Dane sounds. Okay, she's got the accent now. So this is what she sounds like. She goes, "Okay, you're Mars, you're Jupiter, you're Saturn, they're on the retrograde. And I mean,
that's
it's
very
like,
funny.
Feel like you're being. So if you like to talk to Susan Vito from ESP, if you Susan Vito, My Cousin Vinny with ESP, then probably Jill Dane is your thing. Or her mother, Nikki Dane. I said she looks like Olympia Dukakis from Moonstruck.
Oh, that's funny.
And I mean, but I think it's a good style. It's you have to pay attention to what's going to make you listen to what's going to make you listen to the psychic.
Well, but I also think that everybody has their own way of communicating. And I happen to have mine, and she has hers, and it's like yippee.
No.
Well,
let me explain to you why I say that. We all talk about 9/11, and now a lot of psychics say they predicted 9/11. You may have done it, but the point is that we all know one thing is for sure: the people who had the power to prevent it weren't, didn't listen to any psychics, because obviously 9/11 happened. So the question is do those people what style would it have taken to get them to listen to a psychic? You understand?
Yeah, but Jonathan, in those days, it was much different. It was much different, and working with government agencies and police departments and all of that. That wasn't popular 18, 20 years ago. It was a rarity. And I worked with a lot of them before that. But in the very beginning, I was treated like I was a carnival sideshow. You know, and they were so shocked that I appeared to be normal. You know, they expected me. I always jokingly say to walk in with a turban and a cape and a crystal ball and sit down and go, "Hello, my name is Madame Zaza." You know, and they were shocked because I didn't know them, didn't need to know them. I told them they said, "What do you want from this?" I said, "I want you to not post my name anywhere. If you want to call me, you keep my number someplace else. Do not put it in the file. I do not want anybody to know." Because in those days it was way too dangerous. Are you kidding? You're dealing with somebody you don't know who they are, and the police are treating you like you're a sideshow. And I'm giving them information that I have no way of knowing. So there was a time, and especially when I worked on serial murder cases, it was very dangerous. It's like they do not know where to find me. Don't leave my phone number, you know, someplace where someone can peek in the file.
Right.
And it was, you know, when I said to them, "I don't want anything from you. I want you to go get the guy," or guys, in that case, you know. And it's, I mean, the Hillside Strangler case and the first cases I did in Houston, Texas, I mean, they literally treated me like I was a sideshow.
Oh.
No, you know what? They didn't know me. And I had never worked with them before. It was a first. And, you know, there's not much I haven't been asked or a name I've been called, you know, because I've been doing this since I'm a kid. And it's like in those days, there was absolutely no connection to this work that readers are actually normal. We're whatever normal means, but you know, this is our career and it's what we do. And in my case, it's not something I sat down and said, "Gee whiz, I think I'm going to be a psychic," you know. But it is definitely something that it changed my life.
But Karen, after you started giving them some really good information,
then,
did they treat you different, or did they try to act like they did it all?
Oh, no, they were very, very respectful, and that's why I have worked with law enforcement and government all over the world for a long, long, long time. But 20 years ago, it was kind of like they definitely still treated us like circus clowns. I have a funny story to tell you guys. God, what the heck was her name? Jean Dixon. The first time the phone rang and a client called to make an appointment, and I said to her, "May I ask who referred you to me?" And she said, "Jean Dixon." And I said, "Have I read for her?" And she said, "Jean Dixon in Washington?" And I said, "Oh, that Jean Dixon. I didn't know Jean Dixon until after that." And when she said it, it was so funny. It was like, "The Jean Dixon?" You know?
Well, are you friends with Jean Dixon?
I was, yes. And she was just lovely. We got along great. And it was so funny because she was a very lovely person. But it was such a funny thing when the first person, I mean, I still think of myself as a little kid from LA, you know? And it's like I still when I first met her and when I first met Peter Hurkos, and we became very close friends. It was kind of like, wow, and I was like the little kid in the group, you know?
Mhm.
And they were myths that I had heard about, you know. And all of a sudden, Jean Dixon, who have I read for her? You know. So it's, you know, it's a funny thing, and part of the reason why I so love the show is because it opens the door up for people to learn so many of the practices that they're also being introduced to. And I think it's
that's
wonderful.
what Kelly,
chakra cleansing, and yes.
I think that's what Kelly loved about it from the beginning, right, Kelly?
Yeah, absolutely.
It is so, there's such wonderful opportunities to learn about the different practices, and I think that the guided meditations are absolutely such a gift to everybody, because it's something that can help make, when somebody's going through a stressful period, it can make their life so much easier and so much more peaceful. And introducing people to it, and especially because they're online, your meditations are online on the site. Wow, what an amazing thing that they can tune into anytime they're stressed.
Mhm.
You know, so I'm a big advocate of people having the opportunity to learn new practices, things that will help them. You know?
Well, thank you.
Oh,
yeah.
It's true, honey. It's true.
Yeah.
I think it's a wonderful, wonderful thing, and that's one of the big reasons I really love the show. And all the friendships are just gifts. I mean, those are gifts from God, you know. And I'm thankful every day.
Me too.
So it is. That's my 16 cents.
We are.
What
I
goes
have
through your
ideas
mind when you do a guided meditation, Kelly?
I have kind of an outline. I want to hit, I want to, do some sort of guided, meditation thing where I do some sort of visual thing, but I'm not sure where it's going. And I want to usually do the square breathing, but I'm not sure where it's going to fit in there yet. And I want to do the progressive relaxation, but I'm not sure exactly what order I'm going to be doing things, and I'm not exactly sure what I'm going to be inspired to do, because I leave that all up to God to lead me.
Yep.
So it just happens.
How nice is that?
Yeah, thank you. Yeah.
No, it's true. I mean, because if it was also, scripted all the time, and everything was the same, what do we learn?
Yeah, that's true.
So I think that offers a wonderful opportunity for people.
Thank you. And if it was all the same, I would get bored personally. So
yeah, and yawning while you're on the air would probably really be uncomfortable.
I'm falling asleep. Yeah, I don't want to fall asleep while I'm doing it. Yeah. Yeah, I'd be like, where's Kelly? Wasn't she supposed to be talking at some point?
Is she napping?
Yeah, I think we lost Kelly. Yeah, there's music, but yeah.
That's actually quite funny.
Yeah,
like, uh-oh.
You can hear
Yeah.
everything on radio, which is like I can hear people huff and puff. I won't mention the names of people we've had on, like impatient huffing and puffing. And Kelly is pure love, like Johnny was saying earlier.
True.
Yes, she would.
Thank
She
you.
just has only love in her heart, and that shines
That
through
is
with
the
those kind of
truth.
meditations. Yep, and those meditations, you can feel that, and that's so very important.
Mhm.
I mean, I would
you.
never,
True.
you know, my friends, I know people that are very good at drawing pictures, but I'm not very good at drawing them. But if I was to draw a picture that represented Kelly, it would be like flowers and butterflies all around her and hearts.
Oh, that's so sweet.
Oh,
That is so
yeah.
I
sweet.
mean,
Aw.
because I mean, it's like I don't know. There's this one picture of her. I mean, the pictures that I have of her are just they represent her. You know, they show her face. And she
I'm
always
happy
has
to
this
hear
look on her
that.
face. There's this look on her face.
Of her and they
like,
represent her, Jonathan.
Oh, good. Yeah.
What?
You were so cute. You said they're pictures of her and they represent her, and I said they do.
Oh yeah. Yeah, yeah.
You know, if I don't tease you, who's going to? Come on.
Yeah.
That's true.
That's part of my
I
job.
mean,
Yeah.
it's actually kind of funny though. You know, it's sort of funny though. I wake up in the morning and I put my phone on mute, you know, the night before, and then as soon as I unmuted the phone, it was unmuted. Then I get a text message from Kelly. I can't publish the show description tonight. I need to correct that. You know,
Well,
and
if she didn't do it, you'd be worried.
Yeah.
You'd be going, uh-oh, did I finally do it right? Now what do I do?
Yeah. Yeah. And then I'd be, you know, writing the text of what happened over there.
Jonathan's going, uh-oh, what did they put in the water supply? What happened to these girls?
Let me ask you this question. You have a moment on the show, Kelly, where you laugh harder than anything else? I'm not talking about your most favorite, but the part where you laugh the hardest.
Sometimes before the show starts, so we start laughing the hardest because we don't have to worry about what we're saying on air, and things just come out, and then it's like the show's starting in 5, 4, 3, and I just really want to say when it gets down to 1, Happy New Year, but I don't.
Well, actually, I've had
Carrie Lynn Doss did blast off when it got down to 1. You can see
Oh,
it when
dear.
it goes, rock blast off.
Yeah.
That's
I think
funny.
so too. Yeah. I mean, I can't wait till like New Year's Eve, but then it won't be like New Year's because, you know, it's not going to be midnight yet. So.
But we'll be getting ready for midnight.
Well,
You
I don't
know?
know. I suppose we could do a show at midnight and then make it be schedule it into the next day. I mean, if that's what you guys want to do.
Well, no,
But
because it'll be midnight here, but it won't be there. And, you know,
Not if I
my
make it
point.
3 hours long. Not if I make it 3 hours, I can't.
Oh, no,
Jonathan?
it works really well with the people that are checking me out in Hamburg. Oh,
Oh,
sorry,
that's
guys.
right.
We're going to be doing a 3-hour show.
That's
Yeah,
hilarious.
I'll be there. And you
Well,
know,
that
she
is
doesn't
hilarious.
like it. She does not like it when I am always listening to the show around her. So probably not going to go over too well. 3 hours.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
But you know what?
You could always
I'll
do
be
a
there
blue
when I
jeans.
can be there.
You want to
Yeah.
do a blue jeans on New Year's Eve?
Why don't we talk about that?
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay.
Let's talk about
Let's get
Kelly.
to Christmas first.
Okay.
I want to talk about
You
Kelly.
mean
How
Christmas
does it
comes
feel?
before New Year's?
Yeah, let's
Everything in
roll
order,
that.
John.
Oh no! Now you tell me.
Yeah, Hanukkah, Christmas. Let's roll
Oh
that.
no! How did that happen?
I think our other friends have gotten through Ramadan, like way before this.
True. And I
Yeah.
hope they had
What's
the
Ramadan?
most wonderful time.
Yeah.
What's Ramadan?
Are you guys? That
What
would
is
be-
Ramadan? It is the
Yes.
highest of the Muslim holidays, honey. It's the most holy of the
okay.
holidays.
That's
I
when
didn't
they
know
go on
if
their
it was.
pilgrimage.
I knew it was Muslim or Jewish, but
That's Muslim. That's when they go on their pilgrimage
That's right.
to Mecca.
That's right. That's a long walk. God bless them. You know,
Oh, yeah.
man. That gives
Yeah,
the
that's
word
such a-
schlep a whole new definition. You know,
Yeah.
I mean, it's like yikes.
Healthy feet for that journey, or you're gonna be.
I was.
bored.
That's funny. I was just gonna say, boy, if they didn't wear orthotics before, they're sure gonna need them after that.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That is a long and a hard. It's hard terrain. You know.
Yeah. Yeah, they're gonna need a massage.
Oof. No kidding, honey. No kidding.
Yeah. I had a friend whose husband did that, and
Mhm.
wow. Yeah.
Yep,
that was quite
it is.
experience.
It's hard.
Yeah.
It's
It's,
interesting because there's the time of all of the religions have rituals, elaborate rituals. It's very interesting.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
it's
that's
funny because I always look at that and I think, well, aren't those parts man-made?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, it's like, aren't God's rules the same pretty much in every religion?
Yeah. It's just people
I
interpret
mean,
them different sometimes.
Yeah, and I think and I find it fascinating the rituals that are connected to each one, and the rituals are beautiful in all of them.
Yeah. Yeah. That's true.
So, does anybody have exciting Christmas plans? I know what Miss Barbara's doing.
Yeah.
She's going on an international journey.
Yeah. I'll be calling you guys
Wow.
through WhatsApp for the show, which I've explained. Anybody could call us and be on the show if they have WhatsApp.
That's right. That's
Very
true.
cool.
That is true.
I'll
Is
How
that
fun.
every day. I really like to talk. You know what? I don't even talk to people. The only person I talk to every single day is Johnny.
really?
Wow.
I'm not a phone person, you guys. You think that I am because I like talking. I only talk on the show. Sometimes I don't like to make one phone call. I would never be good if my job had me make phone calls. I just wouldn't do it. It drains me. I mean, you guys
true.
like to
Yeah.
talk on the
Me
phone
and
a lot.
Barbara, we FaceTime for hours every day. It's
No,
great.
not hours, like maybe 5 or 10 minutes.
But we talked for over an hour before.
That was such perfect timing, Jonathan.
Not
It
Well,
was
we
like,
FaceTimed them for an hour before. You know, I mean, it seems like hours. I mean, we do talk a lot of conversations. It's actually a lot of fun. Priscilla gets on
It seems like hours. That's not good.
I put it on the
Hilarious.
tripod because my arm gets tired, or I just hand it to Priscilla and she makes faces at him, and she has
Oh my
faces
God,
at
that's
him.
hilarious.
And he has so much patience for it. It's so sweet. for
That's
hours.
cute.
Yeah.
That's cute.
That is adorable, isn't it?
Oh,
Yeah.
Well,
you know,
does she
learn
does
from
she have
me.
any idea how big her fan club is? It's like, she should know that. She
Yeah.
has a big fan club here.
Barbara, your picture, the picture of you and Priscilla is the picture on my iPhone for my wallpaper.
Oh, that's my
Oh.
favorite. I love it. Isn't that picture priceless, Jonathan?
It's the one. Apparently, they're sitting together in. No, I don't know. I mean, it's a black and white one of you and Priscilla together, and that's the.
Oh, that's not
wallpaper.
the one that we were talking about. Yeah.
Yeah, Karen likes
Yeah,
the
I'm
one
gonna,
where I'm wearing the beret. I think I'm wearing the beret.
I thought it was a Santa hat.
Is it like cream
What I'm
color?
gonna do?
I didn't
Give me a
think
second.
so.
I'm
It's
gonna go
one I
ahead
saw
and,
recently.
Huh. Okay. Wow.
I'm putting the post. I'm putting it into the chat room so that you can see it. That's the one that's on my phone.
Oh, I gotta see that.
Oh yeah, that's
Oh,
at the
that's
beach.
cute. Yeah,
That's when we
like
first
that.
moved here.
I want to look at that every time I turn on my phone. So.
Oh, that's
Thank
so
you.
sweet.
cute.
My
Yeah.
mom thought that was so long ago, and I'm like, no, that's now. And she's like, oh, she looks so young.
Well, she is.
Yeah, she is. But I mean, my mother sees pictures every day, so I thought that was strange. She sees pictures of us every day, and she's like, that was
That's
a long time
so
ago. I'm
funny.
like, that was yesterday.
Well, which to some people is a long time ago.
Yeah, when you're the grandma.
See?
Oh, that's sweet.
Yeah.
So you like the picture, Barbara?
Yes, I like that one. I turned it into black and white. I want to know which one Karen's talking about, though, because I posted something recently, and I have a Santa hat on. And I don't know what this is.
Oh, I think I know what you're talking about. It's like beige or white or something. You have some golden in there, too.
Yeah.
Oh, what a priceless picture.
Oh, that's the one that I thought that she meant, but she said no, it's a Santa hat.
Isn't it? It's not? It's where you and Priscilla are leaning into one another?
Nope, that is a beige kind of beret hat.
Really?
Yeah. Huh.
Well, see, shows you what I know. But I remember the day you put it up, you and I talked, and I said to you, I love that picture.
I love that one.
And I go, am I wearing the hat? And you're like, yeah, the Santa hat. And I thought, okay, that looks like Santa hat to her. So Karen. But
doesn't Santa have a whole collection of hats?
Oh, yeah.
Shows you what I know.
Mm-hmm. That's cute.
That's hilarious.
Yes. Well, you guys, I got all ready, and now I don't even want to go. It's like my nose keeps running, and I just, if I don't leave now, I won't be on time.
It's the weather.
And you guys didn't know, but Priscilla stayed home, not today, but yesterday. I got the cold from her, and she had a feverish and everything, but she wanted to go to school today, so she did. But then I felt like this all day today, and I want to go because it's like a charity event type thing, and every time the guy invites me, and I was always in Arizona, and I finally am here. I'm going to try to make it.
I think that's a good idea.
Okay.
That's a good idea, honey.
Got to bring an unwrapped toy. So I have one of those.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Either a doll or a movie, a kid movie, Christmas movie.
Oh, that's
probably
so
a
sweet.
doll.
Yep,
Yeah.
Those are very personal and wonderful gifts. Dolls.
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
they're things that some people keep them for a lifetime because they're attached to the memories. And I think those are wonderful gifts.
Yeah.
That's what I'll do then. That's what I'll do.
And
Because
they
if I-
don't need any piece of equipment to play with it. Like
no
a
batteries.
film. Yeah.
Right.
So I think that's a perfect present.
Okay, that's what I'll do.
Yay.
Okay, I'll go.
Cool.
I
will
think
make
you'll have
it.
a wonderful time.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'll see a couple of girlfriends that I would love to see too.
Yay.
Yeah.
And
I
how
wish
often
my
does
girlfriends
that
were going
happen?
with me. I wish
Hmm?
that, it's hard when you have such good friends like Kelly and they don't live near you. Because I always think, oh, it'd be so fun if Kelly could go.
Wouldn't it?
Oh,
Yes.
It's like, well, we're working on convincing her to move west.
Yeah.
That would be
But
fun.
then I see her Thanksgiving. With all that family, and I'm like, oh gosh, I don't know if we have any hope.
Well, but we're not going anywhere, so I would imagine she and Jonathan are both definitely going to be coming out here. So
Yeah.
it's and once Kelly is exposed to how beautiful LA is and by the beaches and how it's such an interesting energy.
Mhm.
It's a very interesting energy here that I think you guys are going to love it.
Now, are you
me
saying
too.
that the psychic? Are you saying that you predicted I was going to go to California? Are you saying you're making a similar prediction for Kelly?
Yeah.
That she's going to move to Los Angeles?
Yeah,
I
I think
didn't know
that
you
I
predicted
think
that.
they'll love it here.
Oh my gosh, I did not know you predicted that. Wow. Okay, good.
Yeah,
Oops.
she predicted I was going to Los Angeles.
Yep, and Los Angeles. I'm not talking about necessarily the within Los Angeles city limits. It's a big area, and it's so many different cities surrounding Los Angeles.
Wow.
Yeah.
And they're easy to get to.
Oh, cool. So it would be cool to have like a second house over there.
Oh yeah,
Mhm.
absolutely. Because it's a completely different energy than Michigan.
Yeah.
Woohoo!
Yeah.
Yep.
See, I would love to have my animals, and I don't know if I can move, 20-some animals on over to there, but,
We'll help you.
Yeah,
It's doable. It's doable.
that's right.
Ooh.
That's right.
And they'd probably like the climate better.
It is, and it's funny because I was saying to somebody, my joke is we get 4 drops of rain and people are freaking out, but it is so. The winters are really pretty here because it rains, but that's occasionally. We haven't had nonstop rain in I can't even tell you how many years.
Wow.
So
Yeah.
we wish because of those fires it would have been nice.
Yeah, we definitely I was very happy for the rain.
Me too.
Wow.
So you guys will come and visit and kind of go, oh, I like it here. I like this area.
Yeah. Oh,
Because
that'd
it's
be
sort of
fun.
there's something for everyone, and if you want to live near the snow, there's always up in the mountains like Big Bear and all that.
Oh, wow.
Yep.
You can surf
Yeah.
and ski the same day.
Yeah, isn't that
my
the
God.
truth? That is
That's
the
crazy.
truth.
That's cool.
Isn't that totally cool?
Absolutely. And I've always loved that. You know, it's so
Wow.
it's a very interesting place.
Wow. So it's like all 3 seasons in one day.
The people are
It's-
really happy here too because we have perfect
It's true.
weather, so that usually generally makes them very happy.
Wow. And they're more open to things like chakras.
To what, honey?
Things like chakra cleaning and stuff like
Oh,
that.
yeah.
Wow.
Uh-huh.
Well, you know, it is hippy dippy LA.
Oh, yeah.
And I can say that because I was born here. You know.
You know?
I always said I was going to wind up in the Smithsonian under glass, and it's going to say California native, Los Angeles native. This is what one looks like. You know.
You're not a transfer.
No, and it's funny because I've lived in so many places, and when people would ask me where I'm from, I'd say I was born and grew up in L.A., and they'd go, "You stayed there? You were born there?"
Really?
And it's like, yes, I know it's shocking, but actually they do have hospitals where children are born. It's like, come on, people. It's only a state, just like the rest of them. You know.
And they're not all movie stars? Come on.
No,
Yeah.
no. You know, if they'd have waited for me to act, I would have starved to death. You know.
Wow. Yeah.
It's like, you know, to know your talent and go with it. You know.
Yeah, Beverly Hillbillies, swimming pools, and movie stars.
What?
The Beverly Hillbillies with swimming pools and movie stars.
Oh my God, that was one of the funniest shows ever made.
Pond, actually, when I was working at Walmart, one of the things I used to do is I used to nickname everybody, and there was this one lady that there was actually several ladies. There was this one lady named her name is I forgot her name was Teresa Moses was her name, and this is what she sounded like on the phone. I'm not making this up. Well, good gracious, Jonathan, it's so nice to hear from you. I said, you sound like Ellie Mae Clampett. You sound like Ellie Mae Clampett. I mean, and she was laughing about it, and she was joking about
That
it.
is pretty hilarious.
I got the same mint pond over here, and I mean, you know, and there's this other lady that worked for me, and she loved this one. I nicknamed her Glinda the Good Witch because what would happen is I'd be on call, and then she would chime in like Glinda does it with the Wizard of Oz, and she loved it because now after I left, everybody still calls her Glinda. I mean,
Oh, that's
even at the
hilarious.
meeting,
You know, she's one of those people that if she's ever stopped by a policeman and they say, "What's your name?" and she says Glenda, and then they look at her license and go, "Why does your license say whatever her real name is?" And it's like, yeah, but don't you recognize me? No, I'm kidding. I don't care what her name is.
But she really does do Glinda. She does. She's like. I mean, she sounds like Glinda.
And the hat gives her away, right? Okay.
Well,
just
yeah,
checking.
she was. Yeah,
And telling people to click their heels 3 times.
See?
Actually, there was a skit about that on Saturday Night Live, and it went something like this. It was, you know, so Linda appears to Dorothy, and she goes, "Yes, you've had the power to go home all along. All you had to do is click your heels and you'll be turned home." And then the Dorothy goes, "Excuse me? Well, why didn't you tell me that before? You wouldn't have believed me." And Dorothy goes, "Are you out of your mind? Wait a minute, let me get this right. You mean you had me run around fighting to get my dog from being killed?" Final wish, and then I could have gone home for 2 seconds. Well,
That's
I was
very
gonna
funny.
teach the lesson.
That is very funny.
It is true when you really think about it. I mean, it's like, why didn't you go into
It
telling us
is.
the whole, in the beginning?
Well, but
I mean,
then the movie
instead,
wouldn't have been, the movie wouldn't have been what it was.
Well, actually, it's actually kind of funny because there was my grandfather. He went to go see Home Alone 2, and he had this Spanish accent, and he goes, "This is something I don't understand. You would think that the kid that's smart, who could do all this stuff with the dynamite and do all this other stuff, would be smart enough and intelligent enough. You just say, go to the hotel clerk and say, clerk, will call my family. I'm in big trouble. Why did you?"
Yeah, why did he have to do it that way? Oh my. That is pretty funny. I love that your grandfather that was what stuck with him. It's like, look, little boy, look, you can do everything else, but you can't go and ask somebody for help.
Yeah.
I love that.
Another one that I've often wondered is that in the movie Big, with the machine that takes all the wishes, I've heard some people ask me, why didn't you just buy the machine?
Oh dear.
I mean, seriously, you would have had everything.
See, if I'd have thought for 1 second that the machine would have, because my wish is always for world peace. If I'd have thought for 1 second there was a machine that granted wishes, I'd have been all over that, Jonathan. Oh God, we are such funny creatures.
Yeah.
The fantasy,
Yeah.
Is anybody in the chat room? Or?
What's your favorite movie?
Who?
My favorite.
Yours,
movie,
Kelly. It's your birthday.
Oh, mine?
Yeah, I meant all of us, but it's your birthday, so you go first.
Oh, thank you. I have so many, but I'd have to say that one of them, like from childhood, The Black Stallion and The Black Stallion Returns.
Yeah. That's funny because now I know why I was thinking of my friend Flicka in my head. I was like, where did that come from? Now I know. Isn't that funny?
Yeah, Starland and all of those like horse ones. I absolutely love those. And then War Horse was a really good one. But
I used to ride until one of them bit me on the hand. I was like, what? Was it something I said? I mean,
oh my gosh! Wow.
Yeah, it reached down and bit me on the hand, on the back of the hand. It was like,
weird.
Ow.
Yeah.
Yep.
I personally think that it's funny. I always thought that you would say something like Rocky.
Well, Rocky is one of my absolute favorite ones for like when I'm facing adversity and like if I really need to have determination to do something, like if I am really determined.
And you start humming the theme song?
Yeah.
I think Rocky sort of I think the reason I thought that is because Rocky goes with the theme of the show, so to speak, a little bit. I mean, it's don't you agree?
Yeah.
And what's your favorite? What's your favorite movie, Jonathan? Do you have a favorite?
Well, I would say now it depends on what genre. Now, if you mean drama, I would say Rocky. But if you mean comedy, like for instance, I mean like one of my favorite.
I'm not picky. Whichever. Everybody likes different kinds of movies,
Now, Monty Python and the Holy Grail was probably
hello.
There's one. It's so funny. I don't know if I told you about this yet, but I think I might have mentioned it. Yeah. Well, I told you that there was this guy that I talked to who thought he was Merlin. You remember that?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Well, well, when I talked to this guy who's Merlin, I said, I don't know if you've ever heard this yet, Kelly. Have you heard this before?
Yeah.
Yeah. Have you heard this one, Barbara?
No.
Okay. I asked him, there is a line in the movie Monty Python, the Holy Grail, and it goes something like this.
One of the funniest films
King
ever
Arthur
made.
comes on these villagers, and he basically tells them, I'm your king. And, of course, he explains that that he's king because he goes into this theatrical moment of like music, where he says that the Lady of the Lake and all her wonder give me my sword and decree to me that I will be King Arthur, King of the Britons, And the truth is, most logical people, this is the most logical response, is that people go, well, that's crazy. You can't just call yourself a king just because some watery tart threw a sword at you. You can't do that. So
Now you tell us?
I was, so what happened is that I'm talking to this guy who thinks he's the reincarnation of Merlin, okay?
Oh, dear.
Now,
Bless his
the
heart.
reincarnation of Merlin, that means he must know King Arthur. And if he knows King Arthur, then he must have an answer for why would strange women laying in ponds, delving out large swords in the middle of a ceremony is a valid basis of the system of government.
And your problem with that, Jonathan?
Yeah, it's just that it, I mean...
No, it's not a real question, honey.
Yeah.
You threw them off.
I can't imagine anybody that doesn't love Monty Python.
But let me ask you
it
this,
is
which is
so funny.
funnier, Monty Python and the Holy Grail or Blazing Saddles?
Oh, no, you'd have to – well, see, that's not fair because I know Mel Brooks, so I can't – that's not fair. It's like they are two of the most brilliantly funny films ever made by some incredibly funny men.
Okay,
and
you didn't ask Barbara yet.
I'm getting there, honey. I was just finishing the sentence,
Yeah. Right.
She knows I wouldn't forget her,
Yeah.
And Miss Barbara, yours.
Oh, Barbara. Okay, you guys, it might be typical, but I love this movie so much. It's a Wonderful Life. I do not like watching movies over and over, but that one I can watch over and over. I love it, and I cry every time so much.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, that's why you saw they had it on the other night, right?
No, I didn't get to watch it, no.
Yeah, it was on network.
Well, I think I have the DVD somewhere, and I have to watch it every Christmas time. It's the best message.
It is.
I love Jimmy Stewart.
True.
He's such the best actor.
Yeah.
What and the most charming story. It takes you there,
Yep.
And it's just, yep. It
I
is
can't even
true.
think of anything else. I mean, that is my favorite. That is.
It's such an iconic film, and there's never been anything else even remotely like it. There's nothing that feels like it, nothing that's shot like it.
Right.
See what?
Did you ever see Flight of the Phoenix?
Probably, but I don't remember right now.
It stars Jimmy Stewart.
Oh, yeah. Or as we say, the one and only Jimmy Stewart.
Yep.
Did you ever meet Jimmy Stewart?
No, honey. No. But what an amazing actor. Wow.
Oh, amazing.
Well, at that time, they made, and it's so interesting to me because everything nowadays is green screen. And I love stories. I love movies that are stories about people. You know?
But what I was going to
And-
say is that there is.
Go ahead.
Okay. Well, this is going to pique your curiosity. Flight of the Phoenix is a drama.
Uh-huh.
Okay. It's a very intense drama, and if you watch the movie, okay, from the beginning, okay, to the end, this is what happened with my mom. My mom watched it. There is in the movie there is a scene. Okay, I won't tell you what the scene is, but there is a scene that when you watch it, you will double over laughing your head off. And my mom watches it every time throughout the entire movie. Nothing happens to her. Nothing happens to her until she hits that scene. And when she hits that scene, she's on the ground holding her stomach.
That's hilarious. I love that.
So, now, are you going to go watch the movie?
Probably.
You going to watch
Probably.
Barbara? Are you curious now?
Yes, I am. But you're such a movie buff. I wish I could remember all the movies I like because I know there's tons of them. But you really do have a good memory for actors and movies. Anytime don't know what to watch, I'm going to say, Johnny, recommend something because you know a lot.
Bowfinger. Bowfinger is a good comedy. I mean, that's the movie that I told Karen to watch, and so did Kelly. Bowfinger's a good one.
Okay.
Ah.
Who's your favorite actress, Johnny?
Actress?
Yeah, just curious.
Barbara Moore.
Wow. I get 3 seconds here and there from this bit part and that bit part. I never even really wanted to be an actress. So I did a few little things, and I don't even like watching them. I do not like watching myself, but I do love my radio career, y'all.
Yay!
Yeah.
I feel like that's what I'm meant to be doing, and to be doing what you love and what you feel like you're meant to be doing.
Absolutely.
At
It
this time in life.
feeds your soul.
Yep. Amazing. And then Kelly
So
too.
who is second or third on your list, Jonathan, of favorite actress?
Well,
Yeah.
that's a good question. The second or third, I would have to say Cameron Diaz, and I would have to say Kate Walsh is gorgeous. Those are two of my favorites. I mean, but I think that they are, those are two of my favorites. But I mean, actors, you can't go wrong with Tom Hanks. And
No, he's amazing.
And Steve
He
Martin.
is really a rarity. And who's the other one?
That's
Yeah.
those are the Steve Martin. But who are your favorites, Kelly?
Oh, so many. I don't even know where to start.
Anywhere.
The one you would most want on the show.
Well, I like Sylvester Stallone because of Rocky. I mean, I like that, the whole Rocky thing, because of the whole, but I like a lot of different actors and stuff. It's really hard for me to say favorites because my brain just doesn't work that way. I mean, there were people I had crushes on as a teenager. I mean, you had like the Tiger Beat, the Teen Beat magazines, and like, you know, I had a crush on Michael J. Fox and Kirk Cameron and Ralph Macchio, but I mean, like, who didn't, you know? So, you know, that for the younger viewers, that's dating myself, but, you know, so what? But, you know, when you get older and you don't have crushes, it's like at least for me.
Didn't you turn 23 today?
Oh, yeah, that's right. You know.
Yeah, I mean, I know you saw those in somebody else's house, you know.
Right, yeah, you know, laying around and.
That's, see, I mean.
Cute when they were younger and stuff, and yeah, but.
That's so funny to me because I would, they're like this tiny group of actors and actresses that I would watch them reading the phone book. One is Helen Mirren, the other is Anthony Hopkins, Gary Oldham. I mean, it's like I look at them and go, wow. You know, I mean, they're just
let me tell you,
so extraordinary. Kate Blanchett, you know.
I have a story about Helen Mirren that you're going to love.
Yeah.
Okay, this is what happened.
She's magnificent.
Apparently, well, you know, this story will probably make you, if you don't know about it, will probably think she's even more magnificent. This is really what happened. She had a boy who wrote her a letter, and I think it was, wrote a letter saying that he wrote a letter saying he wanted to meet the Queen. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you know, this boy had Down syndrome, so she didn't, he didn't, obviously wasn't going to meet the Queen, and I think Helen Mirren really played the Queen or something.
She did.
So what Helen Mirren did was she dressed up as the Queen and pretended to visit him.
That absolutely is exactly who I would think she is.
And it was completely, I mean, it was just totally, she pretended to be the Queen. And so the boy probably wasn't going to live very long, but he got to believe that, he met the Queen.
That's so beautiful. That is so beautiful. What a sweet thing to do. You know, it's so fascinating to me how there are some actors and actresses that kind of inhale a role. You know, I mean, they step into and embody whoever the character is. In the movie that Kate Blanchett did where she played the Queen, I mean, it was just astonishing. First of all, it was such a gorgeous film, and she's such an amazing actress. And there's like this short list, Tom Hanks becomes whoever the person is that he's portraying, and you believe them. You know? It's yep.
Yeah.
We're the lucky ones. We get to see all them on the screen.
Oh yeah. We get to enjoy
that Helen Mirren as the Queen is kind of cute that she did that.
That's beautiful. What an absolutely beautiful thing to do. And I'm not surprised. I would expect that of her. I saw her interviewed not too long ago, and she has such a fabulous sense of humor. And it is so engaging, you know. She's incredibly likable. There's not an I'm full of myself, part of her anywhere, And there's something so she makes you feel comfortable watching her being interviewed because she engages everybody. And there's such a sweet quality to her, and that's such a beautiful story, Jonathan. I love that.
Yeah.
Yep.
I saw her interviewed with recently too, so she must have been doing something. I forgot where.
Well, she has a new film out called The Liar,
Oh yeah.
and it is and there's a tiny handful of actors and actresses that you could watch read the phone book, and she's definitely at the top of the list for me.
Mhm. Yeah.
Because she
Actually, I've heard
probably
that
have
said
us
about
all
Kathleen
laughing
Turner.
reading.
I've heard
Did
that
you
said
say
about
Kathleen?
Turner.
Really?
Kathleen
Oh.
Turner.
Yeah, I know who it is, honey. Yeah, well, to each their own, you know.
Yeah.
Was that polite enough?
Maybe it was a certain movie that he just loved her in.
It what?
Maybe it was a certain movie that he just loved her in.
That's very possible. Very possible.
Yeah.
No,
She hasn't
I
been
mean,
in
I've heard
anything for a
people
long
talk
time.
about. I've just heard people talk about Kathleen Turner's voice being like, wow, you know, they love her voice. You know, her and James Earl Jones. That's another one that I've heard.
Oh, what a lovely man! I met him. He's absolutely lovely, and he does have that voice that'll just hypnotize you. You know, those are one of the people that you want to look at, and he's talking, and you go, "Do you know you sound like that?"
Right.
Actually,
Yeah.
there's an interesting story about him. Did you know that before they went on the Big Bang Theory, her and Carrie Fisher, they never met?
Who?
What?
On what?
Earl Jones never met Carrie Fisher until 2 years ago.
I believe that.
Because the Darth Vader outfit, you know, uses through the voice.
What a lovely man he is. There's a kindness about him, which is funny, him doing the voice of Darth Vader. Because he is a really lovely person, incredibly kind-natured. That's so funny. And thinking of him and thinking of him doing Darth Vader, which I did know, but it is pretty funny. It's like, no kidding. So how you doing, Darth?
I'm wondering if he uses telemarketers in a creative way or something, you know.
Oh, wouldn't that be hilarious?
But, actually, another thing I've often wondered is any of the cast of Star Wars ever interacted with the cast of Star Trek? You know, and
not a clue, but wouldn't that be an interesting interview?
Well, actually, what's so funny is that I think that his what's his name, Mark Hamill, you know, he said that it was so hard for him to keep the secret for a few years about who Luke Skywalker's father was.
Right. I am your father.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What did you think when you saw that, Karen?
The funny part is it made perfect sense to me. It's like, of course. You know.
Well, actually, I thought that the way they were going to do it was the original, the new series was that they were going to make the Emperor be Luke's father.
Really?
And I know you're going to laugh, but can I say why? Okay. There's a lot of things that you see when you study, and Kelly, if you studied English, Kelly, you studied a little bit of English yourself, so you're going to know a little bit about what I'm talking about. There's a lot of things in Star Wars that are very similar to mythological literature. One is they start in the middle
Absolutely
and then they
true.
go to the beginning. Okay? But there's another thing that's very similar in literature, in mythological literature, that is it's the father being overtaken by the son, the father being more powerful or better than the son. I mean, the son being more powerful than the father, actually. And if you'll notice, in the movie, the Return of the Jedi, Luke kills Vader, but Vader kills the Emperor. Okay?
Okay.
And it's sort of, and in the beginning, if you watch The Phantom Menace, this is what I was thinking. If you remember in the beginning when she said, who was his father? Oh, I don't know who his father was. I guess got pregnant with him, and she was talking about Anakin. I'm thinking that somebody, if a Jedi mind can make you remember something, then so could a Sith. And I think maybe the Sith would want to protect themselves from the from Anakin by removing the memory of where they came from, where the person came from. And it seems kind of odd that the Emperor is suddenly so interested in Anakin. You know, he's sort of the one that's really, really aware of what's going on. The Emperor seems to be strangely aware of what Anakin is capable of doing, almost like he knows all about Anakin. And that seems kind of odd that he would know about Anakin, just what Anakin is capable of, even before the Jedi's know. It seems kind of odd, don't you think so?
I don't find that odd. I'm sure. I mean, you know, we would have to ask Mr. Lucas, but I don't find that odd.
What do you think, Kelly? Have you thought about what I was saying?
I don't really find it odd. I mean,
And the Force runs in family. You know, like, but this idea that he would be just born, it seems kind of weird, and it seems kind of weird that the Emperor would just happen to be there, knowing exactly what's going to happen with Anakin. I mean, knowing the full story. You know, seems a little odd to me that he would just know, oh, yes, Anakin, hi, you know.
But he read the script. It was, you know, he sort of had an inside shot at that, Jonathan. We were just humble observers, you know, and kind of went, that's so cool. If they'd have sent us the script, we'd have told them. You know?
Yeah.
I have a funny story about George Lucas.
Okay.
Hugh Hefner actually loved telling this story over and over at every dinner party for a while. At one of the parties at the mansion, I was trying to get a group picture done, and I turned to this guy. I didn't know who anybody was. I'm like, hey, could you please take a picture of us? And then Hef was watching this whole thing, and I couldn't get all the girls together. They were not paying any attention. I'm trying to get this group shot together, and he's standing there holding my camera. And then I said, oh, never mind. And then I grabbed my camera from him, and I'm like, never mind, I'm sorry. And Hef thought, okay, she could have gotten a picture done by George Lucas.
Was not meant to be, Barbara.
No, and I didn't even know who the heck
this
guy was. I didn't know what he looked like. I mean, I knew.
I always love when that happens. It's like, that's who you are? Oh.
That's funny. He probably loved it because he probably felt like, oh, for a minute he was treated just like an ordinary person.
Can I tell you, it is so funny to me when every once in a while I'll have a client that'll say to me, to me, I don't care who they are. You know, my mom used to say they put their pants on one leg at a time, don't they? You know, and it doesn't matter what they do. Their character is what matters. Are they nice? You know, I mean,
actually,
and
I sort of
there's
think this.
And it is, and I found that they're very open because you don't care about what they do. You know, that's
Right.
the last
What
thing
I
they
was
want to
gonna
talk
say-
about or who they are. You know?
Yeah.
Mhm.
I sort of looked
Yeah.
at it like this. It's sort of like I thought when I first started the show, I would call everybody, and I would actually call agents. And believe it or not, one of the agents I called was Joan Rivers. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
and the Joan Rivers' agent called me back. Now I'm sitting here and I'm on the phone. And I'm thinking, yes, I'm talking to the people from the Joan Rivers. Yeah, Joan Rivers' people. And
Is
I'm like,
somebody in their car or walking in the wind?
I'm in
Not
the
me.
car, but I am in
Because
the car.
it sounds like wind in the background.
Oh,
anyway,
everything's
so Joan
buttoned
Rivers
up
called-
tight.
Now now I
So
don't
Joan
hear it
Rivers-
anymore. Thank you.
So Joan Rivers' agent is calling me, and I just started the show. And I said, now, is it true that you have a show and you want to interview her? And I went, yeah. And I'm like so taken back by the fact that
She
Joan
was so
Rivers'
lovely.
people are actually calling me. So I'm like, I'm really happy. Well, what's the name of the show? I don't remember. Let me look it up.
Oh, God.
You don't remember the name of your show? I couldn't remember the name of my own show at that point. I was so nervous. But then I got to
She
thinking,
was so lovely. I can't even tell you, Jonathan, what a lovely person
but-
she was.
this is sort of where I came to the conclusion. I got to thinking, if I was in her shoes, or if I was that famous, and I think this goes through with Kelly and Barb and all that, and we're really, really famous, and people see us. Do you want people to see you as like, oh my God, I can't talk to her. Oh my God, I can't talk to him. I wouldn't want that. I mean, I wouldn't want people to be scared of me.
It's not scared.
You know.
It's not being scared, Jonathan. It's
Well,
all
I
of
was
a
scared
sudden
of Joan
when
Rivers.
I don't think fear is the right word. I think it's being in awe of.
Yeah.
And I wish that you could have had the opportunity to meet her because she was one of the loveliest, warmest, kindest. Nobody knew how incredibly philanthropic she was. And
What
how
about
much,
Don Rickles?
I've met him. Hold on a second. But Joan Rivers, it's so funny. She was the one that would say, "Don't you dare tell anybody I did this." It's like, because she was so philanthropic. I mean, she did so much charity work, and nobody knew. Because I said, why don't you want anybody to know how kind and lovely you are and what a sweet person you are? She said, it'll ruin my image.
Actually, that's funny because another person
She's a doll.
that was like that was Jack Benny. Jack Benny,
Yes.
they say,
Yes.
yeah, in
Yes.
real life was not cheap at all. He was actually very
Not
generous.
even a little bit.
But
That's
actually,
right.
But what's so funny is that there's another lady. There's a guy named Don Rickles.
I know Don
And-
Rickles. I've met Don Rickles many times.
What was he like?
Well, in the very beginning when you met him, I don't know about other people, but he wanted you to know exactly who he was, and he was very present. And then when he realized you didn't care who he was, then Mr. Rickles came out, and he was really nice. he was
Actually,
always
kind
fun.
of,
He was very
what's
nice.
funny is that it's the reason it's so funny is I was watching this old episode of the Tonight Show when Joan Rivers gets toast and she had Don Rickles on, and the funny
Right.
thing is the comments are like, those two are the king and queen of insults. I mean, so
Yep.
it makes you wonder what
And
on earth.
two incredibly nice people.
Right, I mean, it's like, oh my God, they're so used to. It's like with Don Rickles, insults, he was like boom, 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 and then Joan Rivers is like, you know.
And it's so funny because in their real life, they weren't anything like that. That's what when she said to me, "You can't tell anybody," and I said, "But why not? You're a doll." And she said, "It'll ruin my image." And it's like, okay. I won't
Actually, I heard
tell.
somewhere. Now, one thing I've heard is that Elizabeth Taylor and Joan Rivers became friends. That's what I've heard.
I believe that. The only thing about I met Elizabeth Taylor at Wolf Trap when they reopened Wolf Trap. It's a gorgeous space where they have shows, and it had burnt down, and they rebuilt it. And I was backstage talking to one of the acts when I was in the music business in management, and Elizabeth Taylor came in, and one of the guys said, this is Karen Page. I'd like you to meet Elizabeth Taylor. And I said, nice to meet you. She would have stepped over 1,000 women to get to one man. I mean, and I'm not kidding. It was astonishing. She had no use for other women. And the only reason I can believe she and Joan Rivers would have become friends is because Joan Rivers didn't care she was not vain, and Elizabeth Taylor was absolutely traffic-stoppingly gorgeous. And I understood why people stared at her all the time. You couldn't not. She was gorgeous. But she was not warm, and she was not welcoming, and she was not gracious. Joan Rivers was really sweet and really warm. And Elizabeth Taylor was gorgeous, but she didn't engage with people. But with men, oh my God, it's like they were the center of the universe. If there was a woman around, I just kind of watching her was really interesting. It was interesting because, like, wow. And she had no use for women. Women were completely dispensable, and it wasn't just me that she was cold to. She was polite, but every woman that I saw her introduced to, she kind of did the same thing with them. And I thought, isn't that interesting?
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
It was very interesting. But boy, she was beautiful.
Yes.
But it was so interesting. It's like she couldn't relate to other women.
Yeah.
Yeah, it kind of made me sad for her,
Yeah.
But it's so funny. There were a whole bunch of guys that used to work with us on the crew, and they were just, she was hypnotically beautiful. And it was so funny when you see somebody just freeze, and then you see 10 or 15 guys just freeze staring at her, and it was kind of like, wow, if you could bottle that, Liz,
Yeah, no kidding. Wow.
It's really fascinating, but boy, was she beautiful.
Yes, she was.
Yep.
Yeah. Wow.
Have you enjoyed
Did
your
everybody
birthday,
go
Kelly?
away or not
I
out?
We
Have you
escaped.
enjoyed your birthday, Kelly?
What?
Have you enjoyed your birthday, Kelly?
Yeah, I'm enjoying it. Thank you.
Yay!
Yeah, I'm enjoying it.
Do you have
That
you
is a
besides
beautiful thing, honey.
being with us tonight? What did you do today?
I spent a good chunk of it at the Secretary of State feeling like cattle.
I was just laughing because I was thinking, she was just trying to stay out of the line of fire today. I mean, because it was one thing after another.
Yes, it was insane. I was like, oh my gosh, this is crazy. So, yeah. Oh my gosh. And of course my birthday, I always wait till the day of my flipping birthday to go to the Secretary of State. So, and it fell on the Wednesday, which was good because it's the day that they're open later. They're open till 7. So, but everybody and their aunt was there. It was crazy making because it was, I mean, honestly, I get there's 178 people ahead of me in line, and we're all in there like for a cattle call. I mean, we are pushed in there like sardines, and I think that everybody, I mean, I'm not judgmental, you know that, by now, but I think I was packed in here with people that smelled weird. They smelled funny. Like some people probably hadn't bathed for a week and a half. And, I know, I was just like, well, I'm glad I'm not having a day where I have nausea because, boy, it would have been a bad day for that. But, I mean, it was just like, I don't know what the deal was, but it was just
that's a lot. Are they the only, or were they the only office within the region?
Well, they have one in the north part of the county, but this was like for the south part of the county, and it's literally a 6-minute drive from my house. So I thought, I'll just
got it.
Over there. And it was like, holy crap basket. I'm like,
and everybody else get the memo. Go to the DMV today.
oh my gosh! I'm standing.
It's Kelly's birthday.
Oh boy, yeah. And I asked the lady, I'm like, is it normally like this? And she's like, yeah, every Wednesday. And I'm like, oh,
wow.
I have on a Wednesday. Yay!
That is so interesting. That's very interesting.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, I was there 45 minutes after they closed the doors, and there were still people behind me. And I said, I hope you get paid overtime. She says, yes, we do. I was like, good.
And they deserve it.
They do.
God bless them. Most people aren't as polite as you, or as understanding, and it's like what they put up with there. God bless them.
Yeah. Exactly.
I always ask people, would you want that job? So somebody like you could come in and speak to you like that?
Nope. Yeah.
Yeah. I think what happened to everyone having to deal with that many different personalities every single day?
Yeah.
And where a vast majority of them put on their grumpy pants in the morning. I mean, it's like, come on, you can be polite or kind or pick one, from the short list,
Yeah. So next time I know to go any other day before 5 o'clock.
So did you take care of it? Or you have to go back?
Well, I took care of it for now, but to get the real ID, I have to go to the courthouse because...
Oh, right.
Yeah,
right.
Copies and, the ones where you have the official person sign it doesn't count. So,
That's crazy
yeah.
making, isn't it?
Yeah, plus you pay an extra $9 to get the real ID, but
You know what?
after,
And that's okay. You do it one time.
and
You do.
after seeing how bad my picture is going to be on my ID, it looks like I'm 40 pounds heavier. So, if I can, if I can do anything to make that picture look better, then it will be totally worth the $9.
That's funny.
Because they have to
That's
retweet
funny.
it. So, yeah. I mean,
And you will.
yeah, I mean that is like the worst. I mean, I thought my last one looked bad, and I was heavier in that picture. This one makes me look worse. I'm like, how is that possible? So apparently it is possible. Man.
Like, alrighty then.
Yeah.
Well, we have a few minutes left, but thank you for everything, Kelly. You were great. You always bring a shine, a warmth to the show.
Especially when I talk about my extra chins and my license picture.
Now,
see,
Barbara,
now when someone says, "So, what'd you do for your last birthday?"
Well, I had time to go out to dinner then, I think, but yeah.
Oh my God, that's
So,
funny.
Okay.
Barbara, do you want to do a shout out?
Sure. Well, this sure was a fun, happy birthday special show for Kelly, and we hope that
Thank you.
every day, all your birthday wishes will come true. I hope you've
Yep.
made a lot of them. Yes.
Me too.
And love you.
Me
We love
too,
you so much,
honey.
Kelly. Yes,
I
we love you
guys.
so much. So you guys,
Ditto.
Thank you.
don't forget to follow us on YouTube and stop by all our social media and wish Kelly a special happy birthday because it's not midnight yet. She would love to hear from you. Twitter, there's a special shout out on Twitter, Facebook, both the page, the group, sorry about the horn, and Instagram. So stop by and give a special shout out to Kelly. We love you,
Thank
sister.
You.
We love you, Kelly.
Thank you. I heard
We
the
love you,
beeping and I
Kelly.
thought the fries were done. I love you guys too so much.
Barbara.
Wouldn't be the same
and
without
Karen,
you.
we love you all.
Aw,
Good night, everyone.
Good night, everybody, and happy
Good night,
birthday,
everyone.
sweetheart.
Oh, thank
Happy
you.
birthday.